everyone, it's Zinia here from Abstract Inspiration and welcome back for another Shimmerz process video. Today we're gonna do some freehand watercoloring using the Shimmerz Sprays, but before we get into that, let me remind you that you can mention my name, Zinia, at the checkout process when you place an order with Shimmerz to receive a free product. So don't forget to do that. And here you can also see a full list of all the products and colors I used on this project. You can pause the video to check everything out, and let's just dive right into it. The first thing I did was to use a Donna Downing stencil to create a jar at the base of my page. I wanted to do a flower vase with some watercolors, but I wasn't so excited about drawing the actual vase. That's why I decided to use the stencil with these salt of the earth pasties, just to get away with all the drawing vase process. By the way, when you're using your Shimmerz Sprays with stencils, make sure to clean the stencils very well, because if the pastes dry on them, they may ruin the holes and you may have troubles cleaning them up afterwards. What I like to do is use a baby wipe to clean off most of the product and then wipe it off with a dry paper towel. Now let's get into our colors. Before I started my watercoloring, I went in and picked up a few of the sprays that I wanted to use, and I used some drops of the colors in this lovely little palette. You can skip that step and get the color straight from the bottle, but I wanted to do also some specific mixes of colors to create some different shades, so that's why I thought the palette would work really good for that. I'm not going to go into full detail of every single mix. You can mostly see the products I use on the screen. If you have specific questions, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to help you with anything I can. But I just wanted to encourage you to play around and try your own color combinations. Sometimes you can get really beautiful shades from the colors you least expect, so don't be afraid to try a little bit of your own mixes there. You don't need to waste a lot of product, just a little bit of each, and you can see the result right in your palette or the paintbrush. I let the jar dry fully, and then I'm gonna start painting this beautiful watercolor piece. By the way, I'm using Strathmore watercolor paper. I haven't used that a whole lot, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I think it works really beautifully with watercolors. And I decided to kind of tint my jar with a little bit of Jenny B blue and kind of just give some accents to the whole design of the stencil. Now, because I did white on white, you couldn't see it before I actually added color on it. That's why I went for that. Now, I want that color to dry very well, because I'm not gonna use a lot. Actually, I'm not gonna use blue on my flowers at all, and I don't want it to accidentally mix with anything else. And I am gonna start watercoloring. I'm gonna create a couple of roses, and to create them I'm just using some C strokes, as you see there, just dabbing some color on and pulling it with my paintbrush. Is a very intuitive process, very loosely creating the impression of a flower. You don't need to do something very detailed and intricate. You just add some color on the page and give the impression of whatever it is you're drawing. I really love this style of abstract, loose sort of painting and elements. So I'm mixing some other color there, and I'm gonna add some dots. These will look something like a different type of flower. I don't have a reference photo or a specific idea ahead of time. I'm just going with the flow and adding things as I feel like it. This maybe won't be a great idea for everyone. At some point I was feeling like I should have had a reference photo to work from, but thankfully it worked out nicely in the end. If you're more like a beginner, it would be wise to just search around and find a reference photo to work from to make things easier and simplify the whole process. You want to dry your colors in between the layers because you don't want your flowers to bleed into the leaves and create muddy colors. Because if you mix your beautiful greens to the pinks, that's what will happen. I decided to add the impression of the stems in the jar using some light strokes of green, and then I'm gonna continue on adding some more flowers and leaves. At this stage I decided that that orangey thing at the bottom didn't really look as I wanted to, so I went in with my paintbrush and added some water on it. and I'm gonna use a paper towel to pull the color up. That's something very handy when you're working with watercolors and you're working on a watercolor paper, is that you can really pull the color off and fix any mistakes. So if something isn't working, then you can just erase it and start over. When I was happy with my whole floral arrangement, I decided to go in with some splatters, and I added some in the pinks and some in the green colors, and then I wiped them off with a paper towel. I really hope you enjoyed the process. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Abstract Inspiration, as well as the Shimmerz channel. Both the links will be in the description box below. Also, don't forget that if you want to place an order with Shimmerz, you can mention my name, Zinia, to receive a little freebie with your order. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this, here are some more recommendations of videos you can watch, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!